Hello, I'm Lori Steiner, sitting in for Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, minor emergencies can mean long wait times in the ER. We'll direct you to the express line. Crazy about cars? We'll go back to the drawing board to see how designers said they ought to be made. Then we'll brush up on ways to keep your smile sunny all summer long. Plus, a spirited discussion on finding uplifting activities. And how to combine veterans and Medicaid benefits to provide the best possible care for a loved one.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. You gave yourself a pretty deep cut. Does it need stitches? You twisted your ankle. Should you head to the ER? When you have an urgent medical need, but it's not a life-threatening emergency, where can you go? Dr. Julia Bruner is here to map it out for you. Dr. Bruner is the director of Metro Express Care at Metro Health. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Express Care sounds fast, but can you slow it down for a minute and tell us exactly what that means? How does it work?
Express Care is a clinic that's available to patients that have the opportunity to be seen for an urgent issue that their primary care doc can't fit them in for, and they don't want to go to the emergency department for, or they don't need to go to the emergency department for it.
Okay, so it's like walk-in care so that you're not bleeding to death or anything, but you need somebody to look at something right away.
Correct.
Okay, so some of us have a hard time rating what our actual emergency is. You know, I have a drama queen daughter who thinks everything is an emergency. So how do we know when we go to Express Care or when we should go to the ER or call 911?
If you have a life-threatening medical emergency, or there's a significant disability with what's going on with your current health issue, then we ask that you go to the emergency department for those things and call 911.
Okay, so these are some of the examples?
So things such as you're bleeding and you can't stop bleeding, or you have severe chest pain, or you're having signs of a stroke, or your child has swallowed a bottle of detergent from underneath the sink. Those are things that you would go to the emergency department for rather than coming to see us.
Okay, so then what is Express Care actually for?
We are meant to fill most of the things that we all have to deal with on a regular day-to-day basis. So if you have a persistent sinus problem that's bothering you, if you accidentally burn yourself with some hot liquid on the stove, but it's not that bad, if you sprain your ankle and you're worried, did I break it or did I sprain it? If you are having signs of a rash and you're not quite for sure what the cause is. Things that your doc would normally handle, but they're just not able to get you in to take care of it when you want them to do it.
Okay, so what if we're evaluating our situation, but we're still really not sure which way to go? Any help for that?
Sure. There's the Metro Health line is used throughout the city very regularly, and that's that phone number is 216-778-7878. And you can call and ask them for advice, and they can direct you to the right place. And if you happen to come in to see us without calling first, if we find that your health condition warrants going to the emergency department, we'll advise you that, and we'll help you get there if we need to.
Oh, that's good. Good help with the transportation as well. Now, if you're going to go to an Express Care site, who are you actually seeing? Who are the treating individuals there?
We have a staff of nurses that first meet you when you get there, and then we've got physicians and nurse practitioners and physician assistants that will see you.
Okay, and how about what kind of doctors are they? Are they actually emergency room doctors? Are they primary care doctors?
No, all of us are trained in primary care medicine, and that's part of the beauty of Express Care. Our intent is to make sure that you maintain a connection with your primary care doc.
Okay,
and
so you should probably call your doctor anyway.
You should.
After things have settled down, and just to make sure everything's going all right.
Right.
Okay. Now, if we're going to the ER, I've experienced it. You're sitting there and waiting for a very long time because there's people there who are maybe way worse than what you are. So if we're going to go to Express Care, is it faster? Is it just better? What's the benefits there?
The Express Care is built to have manage low acute urgent issues. So, you're not going to be held up with somebody in general who comes in with acute chest pain. When those patients do come in, we usually get them transportation to the emergency department pretty quickly. So the docs aren't going to be tied up dealing with severe illnesses. So we're dealing with the issue that you have at hand, and then we have you go back to see your regular doc.
Okay, well, it sounds good. Sounds like a good plan if you aren't sure or you don't really need the ER. If you can't wait for a doctor's appointment, but you don't need the emergency room, get in the fast lane by visiting Metro Health's Express Care. To find out more, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Dr. Bruner for expressing so well the value of Express Care.
Thank you.
Find out more about Metro Health's Express Care by calling 216-957-1680 or visit www.metrohealth.org/expresscare. Next, car designs that got the green light. But first, ready to hit the beach? It's simpler to suit up for the sand today. Before 1907, bathing beauties at New Jersey's Atlantic City shore had to layer their seaside lounging look. Can you address the required attire every woman had to wear? We'll fashion the answer when we return.
Beautify your home with a new garage door from Genie of Fairview Door. Choose from new styles, colors, and window patterns. Visit online at geniedoor.com.
Set up your world with Genie of Fairview, Genie of Fairview Door.
Hi, we're the next generation of the Arslanian family.
Do you know we specialize in the cleaning and repairing of area rugs?
Arslanian Brothers offers free pickup and delivery.
Make your rugs look brand new. Arslanian Brothers, the name you can trust. Call us today.
For a day at the beach, the layered look for women was definitely in. Required attire included long bathing dresses, bathing shoes, straw hats, and mandatory stockings. Could you keep your cool wearing that outfit?
In our car-loving country, we don't feel neutral about our choices for transportation. Growing up, whose heart didn't race when we spotted a Mustang, El Camino, or GTO? We all had designs on which car we'd pick. And now we're going to hear about the designers who inspired these innovative vehicles. Derek Moore is here to take us back to the drawing board. Derek is the Western Reserve Historical Society Crawford Curator of Transportation. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So these are classic cars. How did the design for these cars get into first gear?
Well, every major company, auto company, had designers they hired from, art institutions across the country, and they were typically assigned to design either styling changes or full concept vehicles, and turn those into the executives for approval. And fortunately, people like Bill Porter from General Motors saved some of their artwork over time, and that's what's making this exhibit possible.
Okay, so you talked about the exhibit. It's called Designing an Icon, Creativity and the American Automobile. What can we learn if we park ourselves outside there and go in?
Basically, you'll be able to learn about design in the auto industry, looking at original artworks of vehicles like the Charger and the Trans Am. You'll also get to see cars that full concept cars that never actually got produced in any way, and really you get to see how much time and effort and care that the designers took in actually styling these vehicles for the companies.
Okay, so they were proposing things. Were there changes then made to the sketches along the way?
Oh yeah, all the time. And some of the sketches you can see just rough sketches that they did that eventually turned into something else. So yeah, there's all of that can be seen in the exhibit.
So how long did it take for someone to go from the drawing board to the the design line and putting out the cars?
Yeah, that timeline could vary a lot based on whether you were the designer was doing a styling change for say a model year or doing a full concept car. And it would always have to meet the approval of the executives to be able to move any further. So
the executives, is that why some of the designs would just run out of gas and never make it to the showroom floors?
Yeah, basically, if the executives at one of the big companies, Ford, GM, Chrysler, didn't like a concept or a styling change, it would just get shot down and the drawing would get tucked away in a filing cabinet.
But they saved them for this exhibit, I understand, so that's a good thing. And I know auto lovers are going to love seeing the sketches and, you know, what the cars in their minds were like. But how about non-auto enthusiasts, you know, the spouses and those who might be visiting? Is there something in it for them?
Yes, I believe there is. I mean, I'm one of the auto enthusiasts, but I think one of the really kind of cool things about the exhibit is that, you know, I mean, basically every, you know, American could go through and say, oh, there's a Ford or there's a Chevy, you know, when they're out driving around on the road. Mm-hmm. When you're looking at design work like this, artwork like this, it's not labeled Chevy or Ford. So you might look at a piece and say, oh, well, that's clearly a concept for Chevy, and when you check the, you know, exhibit guidebook, it's actually a design for Chrysler. Mm-hmm. So it kind of gives you that, you know, kind of, you know, well, what if, you know, the company had done this, or, you know, would they look more like a Chevy, or, you know, something like that.
Okay, well, that sounds great. So what we want our viewers to do is grab the keys and drive over to this exhibit before June 29th when it hits the road. My thanks to Derek Moore for showing us what's under the hood in auto design. Thank you.
To learn more, call the Western Reserve Historical Society at 216-721-5722. Or click to www.wrhs.org. Next, celebrate summer with a sunny smile. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Is there a way to keep your home and your money even when you qualify for Medicaid? It's possible with planning. To learn how, attend one of 4 free seminars presented by Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck. The Monday, June 11th, 2 p.m. program will be held at their law offices in Beechwood. Or at 7 p.m. the same day, head to the Holiday Inn at Rockside. On Wednesday, June 13th at 2 p.m., the event will be held at the Westlake Recreational Center, and the 7 p.m. event will be held at the Middleburg Heights Community Center. For more information, call their office at 216-765-0123.
Graduation parties, weddings, family reunions, class reunions. The summer is full of fun reasons to celebrate. But if you're afraid to smile at these affairs, why not transform your teeth? Dentist Steve Marsh is here with simple ways to make your smile say, wow. So, wow, you're here again to help us with that.
Thanks, Lori.
So let's meet some folks who are trying to look their best for special occasions. Who's first?
And sometimes people give me a lot of time, and sometimes they have a short time. So we can adapt what we're doing to the time limitation. The first patient is a woman who was going to a family reunion, and so she wanted to look better and a big party coming up. So she said, "What can we do?" Her teeth had stained and dark, so we did some Zoom whitening. That's in the office, and we have a picture of her. Of what we were able to accomplish. There it is. Thank you. You can see how dark her teeth looked, and what was very interesting was her teeth had also worn a lot. So I said on an immediate basis, she came to me like on a Wednesday, wanted by Saturday, big party, went ahead and did some whitening. That helped her a lot. It was interesting, while she was in the office, she saw some pictures of veneers and that sort of thing. What else can we do? We did some gum contouring, and we gave her that beautiful smile. Gum contouring and veneers. What was nice was, because her teeth were so white, we did some very thin contact lens type veneers, put them over the teeth, and gave her this absolutely beautiful smile. So it was nice. The short term was the Zoom whitening, and then we did the veneers when we worked a little longer with her.
Okay, so who's next and where are they going?
We have lots of examples today. The next woman had a class reunion. One was a family, here's a class reunion. So she's going back to Pennsylvania where she grew up, and you can see the teeth were stained over the years and they had shifted a lot. Now she was somebody as a kid who had braces, so now she's in her mid-30s. You can see that they've moved, they've rotated. What we wanted to do is we just did some reshaping, Lori. That's just literally contouring of the teeth, nothing fancy, so that we made them look a little bit more even, almost like she had braces again, you can see. Very simple. It took about an hour. She also had some spots that had developed, some white spots. We call those decalcifications, and a couple of yellow spots. We literally sanded those out and bonded those in. And I have to tell you, she was so thrilled. Then she brought her husband in following their union and said, now it's your turn. So that was the second patient.
How about if you're missing teeth? Is there something you can do quickly?
Yeah, we can do some things very quickly today with partials. And there was a patient who was going to a big family reunion, not a small one. He has a large family. Over the years had lost a number of teeth. He had some old partials that didn't look good. They also put pressure on the teeth, and we said we can do this Flexite type partial, and that's what it looks like on the right. You can see what we call the during. We also made one for his lower teeth, and so he was ready for the reunion. He's actually been a Golden Opportunity guest, and he just loved the smile. That took us literally about 4 weeks. Now here's an interesting one. Here's a man whose daughter was getting married. He has hated his teeth for years, and those front 2 teeth, including the one that was way too long, was very loose. And unfortunately, that tooth and the one next to it had to be taken out because literally it didn't have the support. We used what's called here a snap-on smile. It was about 6 weeks before his daughter's wedding. He came in to see me. What can you do? A snap-on smile is very much like a temporary bridge, and we were able to place that on that, got him through the wedding with the extractions, and then subsequently we did a permanent bridge with him. This is an example of the snap-on smile, and this is if you did a full arch, and you can literally snap it on over the teeth, so if a tooth is missing, you can actually, or in this case a few teeth, you can actually put it on. And so it's wonderful for someone who has an immediate concern, and sometimes somebody can't afford lots of dentistry, but they can do that, and they still want to be presentable for a job interview, that sort of thing, whatever the event.
It's amazing what things can be done these days with teeth, and
yeah,
quickly.
It's wonderful. Yeah, so we have lots of pictures with reunions and that sort of thing. Weddings are a big thing, and so we have another picture of a patient who came in for the wedding. And very dark teeth. The wedding is actually this summer, Lori, and I'll do this quickly, but she had a lot of stain, tetracycline and that sort of thing. We reshaped those, used porcelain veneers, reshaped the lowers to give her this beautiful smile. So summer has lots of events, and fortunately dentistry is up to the task.
Fit in the dentistry too, so you don't have to cancel that special occasion on your calendar because your smile isn't up to date. Give Steve a call and treat your teeth to a mini or a maxi makeover. His information is coming up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, active bodies, active minds, active spirits.
It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on Golden Opportunities.
Hello, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we're going to do a butterfly exercise for our chest muscles. All right, we got some dumbbells here. You ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, we're going to lay back on the ground. We want our feet flat on the floor. Now today we're going to start with the dumbbells directly above our chest. You want to keep a slight bend in your arm. All right, keep a slight bend in your arm.
Right.
Great. Now we're opening at the chest, letting the elbows touch the ground and close. Once again, we always use slow and controlled movements. Up and down. We're going to want to do 3 or 4 sets of these, 10 to 15 repetitions. Always slow and controlled. How you feeling over there?
I'm still here.
All right. All right, everybody. Now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
As we age, or if we become ill, our physical limitations can sometimes limit our belief in our talents and abilities. So can we rebuild our sense of worth? Yes, we can. Judith Eugene is here with positive pointers for healing our minds, bodies, and spirits. Judith is the founder of the Loving Hands Group. So welcome.
Thank you.
First, tell us, what is the Loving Hands Group?
The Loving Hands Group is a group of professional artists and alternative healthcare practitioners. And we do a lot of neat and interesting classes with seniors either at home or in group communities all over the greater Cleveland area.
Okay. And when you become old or have issues with illness, everyone's telling us what we can't do. So how do we refocus on what we can still do?
Exactly. We like to help seniors focus on what they still are able to do, still have a lot of abilities. And so there's a lot of different programs that one can do that help engage those abilities and also help just to learn something new and really provide a lot of sense of empowerment too.
Okay. So what's the first step?
Well, it can be something like a physical practice, alternative healthcare practices such as Tai Chi or yoga classes. Both of those really help with strength, with balance, flexibility, and stamina. And all of our programs are designed to be really uncomplicated. They provide a good level of achievement, but if you've never done them before, you can still do them. So even folks in wheelchairs can do them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and they provide a really great sense of stress release also as well.
Okay, so physical activities. What other kinds of activities can remind us of who we really are, even with other circumstances going on?
Well, a lot of times it's just a matter of uncovering some abilities that you have, or maybe re-uncovering things that you used to do previously. So we bring a lot of different classes and activities and really interesting things, so such as architecture, interior decorating, drama, art, writing, music, meditation, and massage. So we engage not only the mind but the body, the spirit, the whole triangle approach. So one example might be our life story classes. A lot of people are very humble. They don't think that they have anything interesting to tell, but really everybody's life is really unique and different, and your family really wants to hear the story too.
Especially your family.
So we help you put it down in writing or on video. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really great. How about art?
Art, we have a lot of different art programs and a lot of different what's called mediums or methods. And again, we make it uncomplicated. So even if you don't consider yourself an artist, which a lot of people don't, we help you guide you through it. And a lot of people are very pleasantly surprised at what they create. And our art teachers, just like all of our instructors, are all professionals. So it's not just doing a little craft or something with you. It's really doing a professional level activity and learning something new, a new skill.
Keeping your mind going.
Exactly.
So that's really important.
Exactly.
In addition to participating in the activities themselves, are there benefits, to the participants, even to the families maybe?
There are, besides just letting you express yourself, there's a great sense of accomplishment in doing something new, learning a new skill, creating something that's uniquely yours. You also get to exercise choice. We have 70 different programs to choose from, so you really get to pick something that you really like, that makes you feel happy, that you're really interested in. It's also a good opportunity for venting frustration and getting rid of some stress. We often don't have some opportunities for doing that, so this is a really healthy way to do that. And we just like to remind people that they're valuable, interesting, and productive, kind of no matter what's happening with them at the time. So we like to say that we provide healing arts for happy hearts.
Oh, very good. And you come to the people. That's really nice.
We do.
They don't even have to try to find you. So.
Yes.
It's never too late to try something new. It just might be the best medicine you've ever had. My thanks to Judith Eugene for joining us today.
For more information, call the Loving Hands Group at 216-408-5578 or visit www.lovinghandsgroup.com. Next, how to combine Medicaid and veterans benefits to make the most of your care and savings.
Hi, I'm Trapper Jack at Nelson Vein Clinic, where varicose veins just fade away. Barbara is here. How long ago since the procedure?
3 weeks.
What did you notice right away after Nelson Vein?
It's all gone.
Pressure was gone?
Oh, it was all, yes.
Pain's gone?
Yes.
And it's covered by insurance.
That is one thing that got me here. That was a big relief. She's very good at what she does. She's terrific. You can hug her like I did.
Isn't it time you took care of your varicose veins? Call or log on to nelsonvein.com.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to tell you how accepting one benefit could put you at risk of losing another benefit. So here's the situation. Your loved one can remain at home as long as there's some help with putting out her medications, preparing meals, and light housekeeping. But you sure could use a little financial assistance to make it work. And even with your best efforts, there may come a time in the future when assisted living or a nursing home is necessary. Veterans and Medicaid benefits are helpful, but qualifying for both programs while protecting a portion of your life savings is usually quite complicated. Here's where my law partner, Mike Solomon, can prove helpful. And he's got some great tips and advice for us today.
Hello, Lori.
All right. So recently you explained about how cash benefits up to about even $20,000 a year can be available from the Veterans Benefit Program for veterans and for their spouses who need help with their daily activities.
Right. You can qualify for this program if your assets, if you accept, you can have a car and a home, and then the other assets for a married couple have to be less than $80,000. For a single person, less than $50,000. And if you qualify, you get up to $20,000 for aid and attendance benefits, up to $20,000. So that's a pretty good deal. And if you're over the asset limit, you can solve that problem by giving away your assets.
Okay, well, isn't there a penalty period or some kind of waiting period if you give away your assets?
Well, not for veterans benefits. As you know, we've talked about on the program before. For Medicaid, you have to worry about if you give away assets during a 5-year period, you can lose benefits. That's not the rule for the veterans benefits.
Wow, fantastic. But what if you or your loved one has to go to a nursing home later on after you've given away assets to get the VA?
Well, now this can be a trap for people. Let's say you do the veterans plan and you give away your assets, then a year or two later you have to go to a long-term care facility and you need Medicaid. Medicaid, as you know, has the 5-year rule we talked about. You won't be eligible, and if you don't have any money and your kids don't give the money back to you, you're out of luck. You don't have any benefit in it.
Okay, so we've got a problem with the look-back period for
That's
Medicaid.
right.
What's the solution to this problem?
Well, one of the solutions is make sure you trust who you're giving your money to. But once you give the money to, let's say, your children, they can give it back to you, and then the 5-year look-back rule is gone.
Oh, you can undo it.
You can solve the problem. The problem arises, though, is if you give the money to, let's say, to your children, and they get a divorce, or they pass away, or they have a creditor's problem, the money can disappear. So for many of our clients, we advise that they take this money and put it in a limited liability company, and it will protect it for a lot of those situations.
So the kids set that up and put it into this business entity to protect it.
That's exactly right, yeah.
That's a great solution. So veterans aid and attendance benefits of up to $20,000 a year can help pay for home care, and Medicaid can help you pay for nursing home costs. But taking steps to qualify for one can create unexpected problems for the other. To help you maximize all your government benefits, give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us. Next week, Now Hear This, will aid you in helping your hearing be the best it can be. Then, here come the brides. We'll walk down history's aisle to see Cleveland wedding fashions from the past 150 years. We'll check up on medical news that can enhance your health, and we'll zoom in on the future of your financial matters. Until next week, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.